سلام، به قسمت نهم از برنامه دنیای فرنچایزها خوش اومدید. قبل از اینکه وارد مباحث این هفته بشم، دوست دارم از همه دوستانی که به روش‌های مختلف با ما تماس گرفتن، در مورد برنامه به ما فیدبک دادن، اطلاعات دادن و اینکه به ما پیشنهاد دادن در مورد برنامه‌های آینده، ازشون تشکر بکنم. یه بار دیگه میگم که ما یه کانال تلگرام درست کردیم برای برنامه، به خاطر اینکه نکاتی رو که به ذهنمون میرسه شاید در تماشای برنامه بهتره بهش توجه بکنی، یا در مورد چیزهایی که در برنامه‌های آینده قرار گفته بشه بخوایم اطلاع رسانی بکنیم رو در اون کانال میذاریم. همونطور که از ابتدا هم گفتم، هدف برنامه دنیای فرنچایزها آموزش هست و اینکه شما رو بیشتر با اطلاعاتی که لازم هست برای ورود به این دنیا داشته باشین آشنا بکنه و کمکتون بکنه که به اصطلاح ورود موفق تری رو داشته باشین. به همین دلیل هم ما فکر کردیم که این کانال تلگرام میتونه کمک بکنه به این فرایند آموزش. بنابراین اگر شما به قصد یادگیری این برنامه رو دنبال میکنید، حتما بهتون توصیه میکنم که به کانال تلگرام برنامه بپیوندید و نکاتی رو که اونجا گذاشته میشه دریافت بکنید. صفحه فیسبوک برنامه رو هم درست کردیم، به خصوص یه پست اولش رو اختصاص دادیم به اینکه اگر هر سوالی به ذهنتون رسید که در این برنامه پاسخ داده نشده، بتونین اونجا با ما مطرح بکنید تا ما با سرعت بیشتری بتونیم پاسخ بدیم. شبکه اینستاگرام رو هم که بچه‌ها تهیه کردن به خاطر اینکه برای دوستانی که دسترسی به فیسبوک براشون سخته، به هر حال یه چکیده‌ای از اون مطالب در کانال اینستاگرام گذاشته بشه تا قابل دسترسی باشه برای افراد. خب، وارد مباحث این هفته بخوایم بشیم. اگه خاطرتون باشه دفعه گذشته با صحبت‌های من رو قسمت اولش رو با فرنچایزی چیک-فیل در شهر لاگونا هیلز کالیفرنیا مشاهده کردین. قبل از اینکه قسمت دوم این صحبت‌ها رو در واقع ببینید، یکی دو تا نکته هست که در بین صحبت‌های بیس که فرنچایزی اونجا بود راجبش صحبت کردیم و دوستم یه مقدار بیشتر در موردش توضیح بدم. قسمت اول صحبت هم در مورد ساختار متفاوتی هست که این فرنچایز خاص داره. خب خیلی فرنچایز ها هستن که به روش های مختلفی فرنچایزی ها رو در سیستم خودشون میپذیرن. سیستمی که چیک-فیل داره یه مقداری با بقیه متفاوت هستش. اولا که خب هر شعبه این فرنچایز مثل یکی از شعبه هایی که ما رفتیم دیدیم بالای $1,000,000 سرمایه گذاری مورد نیاز داره، اما یه فرنچایزی این شعبه تنها با $10,000 وارد این قرارداد فرنچایز میشه. اما در مقایسه فرنچایز های مختلف معمولا یه چیز بین 6, 7, 8% از درآمد ناخالص فروش فرنچایزی ها رو ازشون میگیرن. این در حالیه که چیک-فیل اون اول 15% این درآمد ناخالص رو میگیره و بعد هم در انتها درآمد خالصی که میمونه رو باهاشون نصف میکنه. خب این درسته که خیلی متفاوت هست از نظر میزان درآمدی که برای فرنچایزی میمونه، ولی از اون طرف هم باید مقایسه باشه با میزان سرمایه گذاری اولیه‌ای که میارن و اینکه به هر حال این فرصت به کسانی داده میشه که از نظر مالی شاید اونقدر توان بالایی ندارن، ولی به هر حال میتونن فرنچایزی یه چنین فرنچایزی بشن و در یه چنین سیستمی فعالیت بکنن. البته باید بگم که تعداد متقاضیان کسایی که علاقه‌مند هستن واقعا وارد این سیستم بشن خیلی زیاده. سالانه بیشتر از چندین هزار نفر ابراز تمایل میکنن برای این سیستم و چیک-فیل سالانه زیر 100 تا شعبه جدید رو باز میکنه. البته جوری که آقای توریات خودشون گفتن، بیشتر از 2/3 افرادی که به این منظور انتخاب میشن کسانی هستن که در خود چیک-فیل کار میکنن و به اصطلاح جزء کارمندانشون هستن. و از اون طرف دیگه هم خب خیلی همونطور که در صحبت‌ها با بیت هم شنیدین معیارهای مورد نظرشون هست، مثلا اینکه یه نفر بتونه از پس مدیریت کردن بر بیاد، از پس خصوصیات لیدرشیپی یا رهبری داشته باشه، بتونه آدم‌ها رو بهشون انگیزه بده و از طرف دیگه توی اون کامیونیتی یا جامعه کوچیکی که رستوران واقع میشه بتونه ارتباط خوبی رو با افراد برقرار کنه، با سازمان‌های مختلفی که هستن ارتباط داشته باشه و خلاصه این معیارها هست که براشون مهمه. به هر حال اگه شما هم جزو کسانی هستین که به هر حال در کشور امریکا زندگی میکنین و علاقه‌مند هستین که بتونین یکی از فرنچایزی های چیک فیله بشین، شاید بتونین از اینجا شروع بکنین که در یکی از شعبه های اون کار بکنین و به هر حال این توانایی های مد نظر رو در خودتون به وجود بیارین تا کم کم بتونین به عنوان یکی از فرنچایزی ها در این سیستم پذیرفته بشین و شروع کار بکنین. و اما نکته دومی که دوست دارم بهش اشاره بکنم برنامه خاص گرند اوپنینگ این شرکت هست. قبلا در مورد فرنچایز منچیز هم اگه خاطرتون باشه با هم راجع به گرند اوپنینگ یا روز باشکوه بازگشایی با هم دیگه صحبت کرده بودیم. برنامه چیک فیله در این مورد یه برنامه خیلی خاصیه. میگه که 100 نفر اولی که بتونن وارد این رستوران بشن برای 1 سال غذای مجانی دریافت میکنن. خب چیک فیله از سالها قبل یه چنین برنامه ای رو شروع میکنه و برنامه‌ش هم به این صورت بوده که کسایی که می اومدن برای 1 سال هفته 1 بار میتونستن به چیک فیله بیان و اون غذای که ترکیبی بوده از یه ساندویچ مرغ چیک فیل، همون ساندویچ معروفش که با هم راجبش صحبت کردیم، و یه عدد سیب زمینی سرخ کرده سایز متوسط و یه نوشیدنی سایز متوسط رو خلاصه بتونن دریافت کنن. این 52 هفته میتونستن این غذا رو دریافت بکنن. خب یه چنین پیشنهادی باعث میشه که خیلیا در این روز وارد اون مغازه بشن و بعضیا بیان از شب قبل بخوابن و خلاصه به مرور زمان به اینجا رسیده که الان چیک فیله یه دستورالعمل خیلی خیلی واضح و مفصلی رو راجع به این روز گرند اوپنینگ داره که حالا اگه کسی علاقه داشت میتونیم بر ما ایمیل بزنیم و ما برای شما ارسالش میکنیم، مدرکش هست. روشی که کار میکنن اینه که اولا این روزهای بازگشایی همیشه روز 5 شنبه هست و اینها میخوان که روز 4 شنبه یعنی 1 روز قبلش ساعت 5:30 تا 6 صبح افراد به محل اون رستورانی که قرار باز بشه بیان و ثبت نام بکنن. از بین همه کسایی که میان تو اون بازه زمانی و ثبت نام میکنن 100 نفر به قید قرعه انتخاب میشن. مهم نیست کی اول بیاد کی دوم، فقط مهمه که در اون بازه زمانی اونجا باشین و ثبت نام بکنین. بعد از بین اینها 100 نفر انتخاب میشن، 10 نفر هم به عنوان رزرو انتخاب میشن. این 100 نفر باید 24 ساعت تمام در اون محل باقی بمونن و اجازه ندارن اونجا رو ترک کنن. اینجوری میشه که افراد با خودشون چادر میارن و در محوطه پارکینگ رستوران چادر میزنن و خلاصه 24 ساعت رو به تفریح کردن و صحبت کردن و بازی کردن میگذرونن و میشه گفت 1 ساعت 2 ساعت هم چکشون میکنن که اونها حضور داشته باشن. به هر حال با وعده های غذایی مختلف و میان غذا ازشون پذیرایی میکنن و هر کسی در این میان یه دفعه که حاضر غایب میکنن اگه نباشه از لیست اون 100 نفر میره کنار و 1 نفر از اون 10 نفر رزرو میان وارد لیست میشن. خلاصه اینکه بعد از 24 ساعت یعنی ساعت 5:30 صبح روز 5 شنبه هستش که حالا همه رو دعوت میکنن میان و در مراسم روز بازگشایی که بالا کشیدن پرچم و پاره کردن ریبون توسط فرنچایزی محل هست شرکت میکنن و بعد هم میرن این کوپن های 1 سال آیندهشون رو دریافت میکنن که البته از سال قبل اینو تبدیل به یک کارت الکترونیکی کردن که طرف میتونه حتی وقتی که میاد برای مهمونهاش هم غذا بگیرین، یعنی 52 وعده رو میتونه بعضی وقتا با هم استفاده بکنه. به هر حال این داستانی که چیک فیله درست کرده باعث شده که خیلی افراد راجبش صحبت کنن. اگر که یه مقدار سرچ بکنین روی گوگل میتونین وبلاگ‌های مختلف رو ببینین، نوشته‌های مختلف رو ببینین که افراد از تجربیاتشون در این روز نوشتن و عین یه تبلیغ مجانی همینجور دهن به دهن میچرخه. حتی خاطرم هستش که شعبه‌ای که در نیویورک باز میکردن دقیقاً در روزی بوده که حسابی بارونی بوده و عکس گرفته بودن نشون میدادن از این که افراد همینجور با چترهاشون در صف وایساده بودن زیر بارون که بخوان وارد مغازه بشن و جزو اون 100 نفر اول بشن. کاری که یه فرنچایز مثل چیک فیله میکنه، حالا این داستانش رو تعریف کردم به خاطر اینکه متوجه بشین که چقدر فرنچایزها اهمیت میدن واقعا به این روز. خب دلیلش هم یه مقدار واضحه. ببینید یک فرانچایز رستوران یا اصلا یک رستوران برای اینکه موفق بشه 2 تا کار اصلی باید انجام بده. یکی اینکه به یه نحوی، حالا با دادن کوپن تخفیف، تبلیغ، هر چیزی که میتونه باشه، باید یک بار بتونه مشتری‌ها رو به داخل رستورانش بکشونه تا بعد با دادن غذای خوب و سرویس خوب مشتری‌ها رو تبدیل به مشتریای دائمش بکنه. خب این برنامه روز بازگشایی یا گرند اوپنینگ اولین فرصت و مهمترین و با ارزش‌ترین فرصتیه که یه فرانچایز یا به هر حال یه رستورانی که تازه باز میشه فرصت این رو داره که در اون محل خودش رو بشناسونه و افراد رو بکشونه در اونجا تا اون تجربه اول رو بکنن. واسه همین هم هست که مثلا چیک فیله از کسانی دعوت میکنه بیان که در یک به اصطلاح کد پستی هایی اطراف رستوران زندگی میکنن. اگه به وبسایت چیک فیله مراجعه بکنین میبینید که نوشته مثلا بازگشایی های آیندهش کدوم رستوران ها هستن و برای هر رستورانی چه زیپ کد هایی میتونن بیان که باید با خودشون کارشناسایی بیارن و نشون بدن که در اون زیپ کد خاص دارن زندگی میکنن. به هر حال این تجربه چیک فیله رو خواهش میکنم که در ذهن داشته باشین تا اگر که شما هم بیزنس مشابهی دارین به یه چنین به اصطلاح برنامه های خلاقانه ای خلاصه بتونین فکر بکنین و اثر مشابهی رو بتونین روی بیزنستون بذارین. خب فکر میکنم که این 2 تا نکاتی بودش که با بس راجبش در جلسه گذشته صحبت کرده بودم. فکر کردم شاید براتون جالب باشه راجبش یکم بیشتر صحبت بکنیم. حالا دعوت میکنم که قسمت دوم صحبت‌های من رو با ایشون بشنوید و بعداً باز هم راجب بقیه صحبت‌ها و نکاتی که در بینش هست با هم صحبت خواهیم کرد.
So, what was some of the challenges that you had in
Sure.
this, especially in the beginning? I'm
Yeah.
sure that you had some.
Sure. I mean, one of the challenges, although I love it probably the most out of anything, is the people side. So, finding good people to work, and then the consistency of having enough, them showing up, those type of things, because just to run a good restaurant, we just need numbers and we want the quality there too. Outside of that, just little things, equipment breaking, that's a constant. This is a $3 million business, so the volume that we're putting out every day, things are gonna break, and it's really almost daily that something breaks. And I can tell you that's not my strength, is the equipment. So I need to know who is good at that and who my vendors are, and make sure I'm not paying too much for that as well. So those would be my biggest challenges, is continuing to attract good people and keep them, and then keeping the equipment maintenance good too.
One other question is that one of the challenges that every business has is how you market your product or your service and you find your customers. How does that work for you? How do you decide where to put your marketing budget? Is it something that you decide, or do you have guidelines from franchise or their experience?
Sure. I would say, so that's another thing that we have national marketing, of course, a little less so on the West Coast than the South, where Chick-fil-A is from. But there is some media, TV, those type of things that helps continue the brand awareness. And then as a market, Chick-fil-A requires that we actually pay in 1% of our profits to be able to do, across Southern California, some marketing together, and that's a good thing. But we also, as owners, we have say in where those dollars are spent. So they require that we spend them,
that?
but we have a say in what we're doing. And then as a local Orange County operator group, we've chosen to also pool some of our funds to do some things even more locally together, but that maybe I couldn't do on my own as a single unit owner. So they're kind of different facets, and you know, and then as just an individual restaurant, my focus is a lot on the schools, you know, other nonprofits, and actually feeding a lot of groups, bringing them in for fundraisers where we give a portion of the profits. So it's, you know, I have a heart for, I want to give back to the community, and that, and people see that, and then when they come in and have a good experience and they know you care about their group, they might, you know, be more.
I think that it's kind of in the culture of Chick-fil-A that they do a lot of community work.
Definitely.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's another part of how they select people is having that
They're looking
value.
for the people that are into this kind of things.
Yes.
So, and do they provide guidelines on how do you need to deal with the community, and do they have suggestions?
You know, it's not that strict. It's really up to me, but they do in the training, you know, try to share with you, here's what tends to work, and you know, we talk about using our biggest assets, which is our food and our people and our cows, if you've seen our cows. So, you know, that's going to usually make a bigger impact than paying for an ad in some, you know, publication or something. So
yeah, I think that one of the things that we really need to know is your cows.
Yes.
So let us know more about how do they work.
Yeah. So I think it was back in the 80s that corporately, you know, Chick-fil-A contracted with an advertising company who came up with the idea of these cows that are, you know, all for self-preservation, which is why they want you to eat more chicken instead of eating cows, and obviously making it humorous. And it started with billboards because the cost was a lot lower than other media, and we still try to do billboards too.
Yeah, there are always their billboards and their cows.
Exactly. But it, you know, it just branched from there, and at this point, you know, you'll see not only cow pictures in the restaurant, but we have our own cow mascot, you know, that I chose to purchase as an owner, and I have the cow show up at special events and, you know, things like that.
And they're always encouraging everyone to just eat chicken.
Yeah, exactly. And it just makes it fun. People smile, and you know, they get in a good
have special
mood,
accent, and
they don't talk because they're cows.
Okay.
But they usually have, you know, something that says "eat more chicken" or something, you know, on. So
yeah, I have read that they say chicken.
Yes, they don't. They're not very good at spelling.
Their spelling is like it's interesting. Let us know a little bit more for the people who are not familiar with the franchising. How do you think that franchising can help to people to get into business? For example, was it even possible that you can have such a business by your own?
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of it is brand awareness. You know, like you said, how do I decide on my marketing? And that's important, but also having a franchise, you know, I'm coming into a model where I know people already like the brand, so people are walking into my doors, you know, already just because of the name. And then also, you know, what the brand stands for, the quality, the customer service. And like we talked about, the systems of, you know, how do you run an operation smoothly and not having to reinvent the wheel, especially when it isn't something that I was educated or trained in. You know, that would be really difficult. I know for me, I don't think my success rate would be nearly as high if I had tried to do something, you know, a restaurant on my own. Nor do I think I would have had as much fun because, you know, just success and quality of life and things like that would have suffered. So.
Yeah, and I think you will have a lot of more stress when you are on your own. Now you know that at least there are people that when you have problems you go to.
Yeah, you're not totally by yourself.
how often you are in this business working, and are you full-time, part-time?
Yeah, I'm full-time. I mean, I've been an owner for just over a year, and I choose to be full-time. And again, that's part of, I think, the selection process too, is they want people who are going to be involved. But I would say that over time, as the business grows, as I get more and more leaders who are capable, my goal is to kind of scale back my hours. And not necessarily just total hours worked, but also where I'm spending my time. I want to be out in the community more and being like the face of the restaurant more than in the weeds. So,
but still, I think you are in the early stages.
Yes, yeah, it's still early in both my career, and still I'm learning, and then also the business itself is still new and growing. So we'll get there. And some owners are already there, where they it's a few hours a day that they actually go in, and then they're able to do things from home, and just really have a lot more flexibility.
How many employees you have here?
I have right now, I think we're around 42, 43 employees. So a lot of those are part-time.
43.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a lot of teenagers, a lot of college students. And then I have, maybe a third of those that are full-time employees.
Third of those are employees. Wow. How do you see the future of Chick-fil-A?
I think it looks really good. I mean, I may be biased, but we're growing very, very rapidly, and at the same time sticking to the mission and vision that has been around for so long with Chick-fil-A. So it's an exciting time to see that growth, especially on the West Coast. So I think we have, great opportunity to have more people eat the sandwiches like you did today,
and it was awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully come back.
Yeah. So, and one of the things that it was interesting for me is these special sauces that you have. You get all of them from the corporate?
Yeah, so that's also comes from the distribution center, which, corporate has set up for us. And the sauces are a big, part of what people love about the food, especially the Chick-fil-A sauce, which actually was invented by a franchise owner years ago. So, so we need to stick to the menu, but yet there's just a tiny little bit of flexibility.
It was so interesting. So it was an idea of a
So
franchisee?
he came up with the actual recipe, back when we didn't have very many sauces, and we may have only had one at that time. I don't exactly recall because I wasn't with the organization, but so he came up with the recipe, and people loved it so much that it just kept spreading, and people would go to his Chick-fil-A because they specifically wanted that sauce. So finally corporate saw that, hey, this is really gaining momentum, and they decided, let's try to reproduce it with his blessing. And that's how Chick-fil-A sauce started. A lot of other things on the menu were kind of inspired by owners or even employees too, like the frosted lemonade with our fresh squeezed lemons and our vanilla ice cream. Those are two different menu items, but people started putting them together, and it was really good. And so eventually corporate decided, let's put that on the menu.
So although as a franchisee you have to follow special rules and standards, still there are some places that you can have creativity.
Exactly. Yeah, and they really are good at looking to us for ideas and for feedback, and that I appreciate. So there is definitely some room for that.
Usually when you are in a business that you deal with a lot of people, managing them is so hard. And so you said that you have 43 employees. So how do you apply that leadership and bring them together?
Yeah, that's a good question, and a big part of, I would say, what an owner does. Part of it is being here every day, really. Every once in a while I'm not here, but I get to know everybody. I've worked alongside a lot of them, so I know them not only professionally, but also I get to know them personally. And building that family type of culture so that they know I care about them. And if something happens in their family, they share it with me, and I'm gonna help them through it. And we do a lot of things outside the restaurant too. You know, we've done beach days, we've done Christmas parties, you know, so keeping that culture where we also invite their friends and family so that they get to know us. And I would say having good systems for communication is important. You know, I meet weekly with my leaders, and then they each have an area of the business that they're in charge of, and people that they're, you know, the meetings that they're leading with other groups under them as well. So I see my role as motivating and being most in touch with my leader and creating kind of a high performance leadership team that's on track with my vision and is you know, assimilating that out through the whole group, because I can't be everywhere all the time.
So based on what you were saying, actually, I'm sure that in the process of selecting franchises, one of the most important things that they need to end up is that they actually have to make sure that you are a good leader.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things they look for is your leadership experience. And, you know, have you proven yourself already in that area? Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, then that really helps as you're doing more of that.
So if someone wants to be a good franchisee in this business and successful, what are things that they need to have?
Sure. Well, I mean, we just talked about one of them. So leadership, you know, hard work, not being afraid to get in there and, you know, do some of the positions that some of your employees do, and making sure that things are done correctly. And you know, I would say for us, we talk about operational excellence. So, you know, how do you keep the taste and the speed and the accuracy of orders going well, and then the service component. So having a heart to serve, I think, is important. You know, especially if it's a franchise where you're you know, you're dealing with the public, having that heart to really help them and serve them well. But it's interesting because I know a lot of owners who I've become friends with, and we all have different strengths. So, you know, there isn't just one cookie cutter that seems to work. But say if there's an area that you're not good in, then you got to find somebody on your leadership team who's going to be good in that. So, you know, attracting people is a big part of it, bringing on the right people to help lead your vision and your business.
One other question that came to my mind is that how long is your contract with Chick-fil-A?
Okay, there's no time frame on it. So really,
and if they come to the conclusion that, for example, you are not a good leader, is there anything that they can do?
No. So there are a couple things that we cannot, there's no wiggle room on. So you cannot open on Sunday, or they can pull your contract, and probably will. They're very, very strict about that. And I'm trying to think what else. You know, you got to be careful with the menu. We have some wiggle room, but you can't just go off and start, you know, cooking whatever you want and creating your own menu. And, you know, so there are some regulations.
Yeah, I mean, what if a franchisee is not really doing good leadership?
It's not doing well.
Yeah.
Well, we have, so part of the support is having a business consultant, you know, a corporate person who meets with us. And I would say they would have kind of a SWAT team come in and help you a lot before, you know, any dramatic decisions would be made, is what I've seen.
Do they have the right to end your contract?
No, they actually don't. It has to be, you know, like opening on Sunday or something else that's written in that, you know, like a moral issue could be part of it as well.
So you have to do a lot of things wrong so that they go to a stage that they want to end this corporation or something like that.
So I mean, my plan is to own this for years and years, and, you know, maybe as I'm older, I'm not quite as involved day to day, but still have a successful business. And then, you know, it's up to me to decide when I, quote, want to retire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as I don't make any major screw-ups. I mean, even if it's not going so well, they can't pull the contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
but when you want to retire, then you have to give the store back to the corporate.
Correct. So the contract is that it goes back to corporate, so that they choose who that next incoming owner is, because they want to keep, their selection and consistency of the people tight.
This is the way that was in your contract.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for having us here. It was great experience, and we learned a lot from your experience.
Well, my pleasure. It was fun having you.
Thank you so much, and wish you the best.
Thank you. Come back and eat.
Sure.
امیدوارم که برنامه این هفته لذت برده باشید. جمله الهام بخش این هفته رو از فردی به نام النور روزولت براتون انتخاب کردم که میگه آینده متعلق به کسانی است که به زیبایی آرزوهایشان اعتقاد دارند. به نظرم جمله جالبی رسید، چون اگر کسی واقعا اعتقاد داشته باشه که آرزویی که در ذهنش داره خیلی زیباست، شاید با تمام وجودش تلاش کنه که به اون آرزو برسه و باعث بشه که اون هم جزو کسانی باشه که آینده رو شکل میدن. براتون روزهای خیلی خوبی رو آرزو میکنم.